Hello, everyone. Today we're doing something a bit different. I brought together some people from the Black Crescent community, they're a Beyblade community, and I got them to give me some custom combos. So I'm going to be putting them against each other in a tournament-style bracket. So let's get that going. Alright, first off, in our matches, we have Somehow Snake. Who's my loving girlfriend, amazing, with Sting Unicorn 960 Low Rush versus Blade Shark X with Roar Tyranno 560 Wedge. So it is first to 5, and I'll be launching them in whatever order I want. There is a reason to it, but that's a burst finish. 2 points to Sting Unicorn. I was also told I must also always be flat launching this Roar Tyranno, which I was planning to anyways, but, you know, good to tell me what I'm supposed to do. Looks like Sting Unicorn is not going to be able to push out enough damage here, giving Roar Tyranno a point. Bit of going on the top, but I'm gonna allow it because it didn't stay on there for long. Once again, just not enough damage for their first couple of hits. It's 2-2. Sting Unicorn's really pushing out there. Will they be able to push out the wedge? No, Roar Tyranno is still holding on. Really solid hits, but it really just seems like the Roar Tyranno is just able to hold on way too well for this Sting Unicorn to be able to push him out. Oh, but Sting Unicorn is able to outlive them this time, doing enough damage. 3-3. Points. Sting Unicorn moves on to the next round. Also, there is a loser's bracket, but I will probably be speeding through a lot of those. Next match, we have the Wheel of Names. So I actually put all of my pieces into a Wheel of Names to get a random combo. So we have Gill Shark 380 level versus Detroit Dubs, Wriggle Kraken Heavy 360 Transpoint, always on the tallest version. So let's get going. I think Transpoint always ends up doing a lot more aggressive things when they are tall. So this sure will be interesting. Plus, having a 380 ratchet will definitely make Gill Shark hit a lot closer to the blade on Wriggle Kraken. Very slanted, both of them quite tall, and that's some big scraping from Wriggle Kraken. Gill Shark takes the next point. There's been content. Quite aggressive Gill Shark behavior. Both underwater creatures, both very tall as well. And Wriggle Kraken just holds on. Dodging all the attacks, almost going for an X finish, but Gill Shark is able to take a knockout finish. Or over finish, whatever you want to call it. My past gen is showing. It's another over finish. The Wheel of Names takes out Detroit Dubs. For our next round, we have Alpaca Ranger on Beat Tyranno Operate, always on the ball form. And next we have Corn_17, a quite good friend of mine, with Fox Brush Jaggy 360 gear flats. Oh, almost extreme finishing themselves. I wasn't talking because I thought they were just ending it there. Aurora Tyranno beat gets a point. Finally, some contact that doesn't end in someone in extreme finish. Fox Brush just ends up with so little stamina. Some good contact at the start. The Tyranno beat going insane on the extreme rail. You got one more extreme dash, but it won't do enough. He gets another point for Tyranno beat. Are we gonna see 5 single pointers? Insane contact right at the start. And it just takes out all of Fox Brush's stamina. Got one more point. Can Fox Brush get a single point onto the board? There's been contact. They're both still quite high energy. Tyranno beat was wobbling there, but they locked the fuck in. Fox Brush might have this in a stamina game. I'd say Fox Brush took it. The camera might say differently, but I'm the one scoring the points now, ain't I? Some really big hits are still being on the extreme rail, but that's a Fox Brush in the extreme pocket. Aurora Tyranno moves on. And for our last match of the first round, we have my own specific combo being Dronzer Spiral 160 Quake. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to win this, that's for sure. And then we have Double Star with Cowl Sphinx 760 Dot. I just want to create chaos, so I'm also always tilt launching Dronzer. Insane movement, but no stamina. Cowl Sphinx takes a point. It was quite a bad launch on my part, but you know, it's my bait, so if I'm gonna mess up, it might as well be my own mess up. Will Cowl Sphinx get knocked out a single time? That we shall find out. Oh, that was messed up. Whoopsie. It's a nice over finish, evening out the score. Oh my. Cowl Sphinx ends up cut in half. I was trying to make this combo horrible. I don't know how it's doing anything, really. Oh, that was almost an over finish for Cowl Sphinx, but they were able to jump out. Cowl Sphinx still takes the point. Quite heavy. Cowl Sphinx just takes the spin out again. Alright, both bays are on match point. Who will take the final match of the first round? Absolutely missing every extreme dash known to man. And going into the overfinished pocket, Cowl Sphinx comes out the winner. Alrighty, for our first round of the losers bracket, we have Blade Shark X's Tyranno Roar versus Detroit Dubs Wriggle Kraken. staying quite stable in the middle here. Oh, and there goes their stability. It's 1 point. Also, losers bracket matches are all first to 3 because they're losers, so they get less chance to be cool. And, Wriggle Kraken is now over here. Yeah, no, they're dead. Detroit Dubs is the first one knocked out of the tournament. And Blade Shark X gets to continue their losers bracket run. Alright, we're gonna do me versus my best friend. We've got Corn_17's Fox Brush versus my Dronzer Spiral. An over finish for Dronzer Spiral, giving me 2 points. Dronzer Spiral trying to get every hit in it possibly can and just not being able to move Fox Brush. A tad bit of aura farming, but Dronzer Spiral has been shot out of the arena. And we're going to call that an extreme finish because it's pretty cool. So Fox Brush and Corn_17 get to continue on to the next round. Our next match in the winner's bracket, we have Somehow Snake with Sting Unicorn versus the Wheel of Names with their Gill Shark. Both very aggressive days with quite a lot of good contact points and some decent stamina on their bids. Sting Unicorn takes it out. Gill Shark just really having an issue with their height being so hard to be balanced. Getting knocked on their side once again, giving Sting Unicorn 2 points. That's a first finish for Sting Unicorn. See if Sting Unicorn can take out Gill Shark before it even gets onto the board. There goes all of the stability. They're about to start scraping pretty hard. They locked back in, but too late. Sting Unicorn goes on to the next round. Next round, we have Alpaca Rangers Tyranno Beat versus Double Stars Cowl Sphinx. They're both being a lot more aggressive than you would expect from these days. That's a spin finish for Tyranno Beat, just barely. That's an extreme finish, giving Tyranno Beat 4 points total. Cowl Sphinx really needs to lock the fuck in. They're circling. They're getting ready for some big contacts here, but it could take a hot minute. There it is. Putting Tyranno Beat onto the extreme line, using up all of their stamina, giving Cowl Sphinx a point. Going on to the next rail and absolutely destroying Tyranno Beat. Launching Operate into the extreme finish zone, but only counting as a burst finish. These have been a lot of crazy matches from people who really like staying in the middle of a stadium. But that's how high recoil blades like to do it. A lot of extreme rail riding just to lose all of your stamina, which will put it into both of them at Both of them at 4, giving us true match point. Alright, final match. Let's see how it goes. Both circling each other, fighting for the center. Tyranno Beat deciding to just keep going and flower patterning through. Hitting the Pile Sphinx quite hard, and Cal Sphinx burst, bringing Alpaca Ranger as the winner. For our next match in the loser's bracket, we have the Wheel of Names, Gil Shark, versus Corn_17's Fox Brush. Attacking each other while on the rail, they both really cling to that rail. It looks like Fox Brush will end up with more stamina this time. And that's an extreme finish for Corn_17, giving them a victory and continuing their loser's bracket run and knocking out the Wheel of Names. For our next loser's bracket game, we have Blade Sharks Roar Tyranno versus Double Stars Cowl Sphinx. Roar Tyranno gets an over finish on Cowl Sphinx. Cowl Sphinx is going to be 1 second this time. See if it makes a difference. Both of them hitting really hard, and Roar Tyranno getting another over finish, bringing them into the next round and continuing their loser's bracket run. Finally, for the end of our winner's bracket, we have Alpaca Ranger versus Somehow Snake. Really hard impacts, and each other letting each other let up. Cool, but Sting Unicorn ends up in the overfinished pocket. A big attack, and they miss yet again. Now, Alpaca Ranger getting that nice extreme rail in. Yeah, extreme dash in. Giving them 4 points. Could be the end of Sting Unicorn. Lots of missed attacks, but getting Tyranno Beat into the pocket, giving them some points on the board. Sting Unicorn really needs to just get in there and hit hard early. They seem to be consistently missing their first attacks. And I have a feeling they're about to be down their last point. Oh, but they hold on. Tyranno Beat dies out first. Some hard hits and some extreme rail hits. Tyranno Beat has been falling quite hard. They might be out of stamina yet again. See who falls down first, but Tyranno Beat is just wobbling so hard, but Sting Unicorn falls, meaning our winner in the winner's bracket is Alpha Ranger with their Tyranno Beat Operate. And for our loser's bracket game, we have Blade Shark X's Roar Tyranno with Corn_17's Fox Brush. Extremely hard hit, but Fox Brush just puts themselves in the extreme pocket, meaning Roar Tyranno continues on. Alright, now, if you remember our first match of the day, we had these two fight against each other and Sting Unicorn came out on top. Let's see if the lower point total will end up meaning Sting Unicorn falls. Already getting some massive hits in, both of them tilting quite hard. Sting Unicorn is touching the ground too much and scraping too hard, giving Roar Tyranno a point. so much X-dashing from the low rush bit, as it is meant to. But just so much tilting from Sting Unicorn during these fights. But Roar Tyranno's also scraping pretty hard. Using too much stamina, meaning it's now 1-1. Really hard hit right off the bat. They really are fighting quite hard to be able to stay in this tournament, but Sting Unicorn just scrapes too hard. And that's an over finish for Sting Unicorn, meaning they continue back to the winners. And for our final match of the day, we have the repeat from the winners' semis. Let's see if somehow Snake's Sting Unicorn can make it back, or if Alpaca Rangers Operate can stay stationary enough. Both riding the extreme rail quite hard. And evening out in their stamina. Sting Unicorn just wasting too much time with the flower pattern. Oh, but it sure seems to have knocked Tyranno Beat off balance. But the life after death gives them a point. And that's an extreme finish. And Sting Unicorn 3 points. Over finish, evening out the points. It's now all tied up, but Sting Unicorn really needs to get this win here because they still have a bracket reset to fight through. That's so much stamina being lost. Tyranno Beat takes it. Sting Unicorn takes it, but now we go to grand finals. Truly is now a 1st to 5. Really hard hit from Sting Unicorn, really fighting each other. One extreme dash into a lot more extreme dashing. And once again, into a point like this, Sting Unicorn can avoid Tyranno Beat enough. They might be able to take it, but they're just way too low to the ground and scraping hard, but they're able to avoid the ground enough. And attack that broad Tyranno Beat into the over finish pocket, but Sting Unicorn bursts themselves on impact. Immediate over finish. Keeping the game nice and close. Oh my god. And that is the end of the game. Over finishing yourself, meaning Sting Unicorn from Somehow Snake with 960 low rush wins the tournament. Good job.